Nilayam brothers. From today, I'll be reading out to you and explaining the context in which various things happened in Brindavan from the days when we were students. I just picked up this diary, which shows the 8th of July 1976. It's a Thursday. We are getting ready to go on our trip to Prashanti Nilayam for Guru Purnima. Because in those days, buses used to take 5 hours to go from here to Prashanti Nilayam, because the route was not what we have today. Today we go to Gorantla. Okay, in those days you had to go to Chikbalapur. From Chikbalapur you had to go to Penukonda. From Penukonda you had to go to Kottacheru. From Kottacheru you had to go to Patti. It was a roundabout route. Only in the 90s we got the Gorantla route, which cuts down the travel time. Okay, so we arrived in Prashanti Nilayam and Swami talked to us, and he asked us when we had come and all that. And the 9th of July, the next day, we all sat in the veranda. Swami asked the new students to go and sit in the auditorium, Purnachanda auditorium. In those days, Swami used to give scarves, just like Sevadal people have scarf now. In those days, we also used to wear a scarf. That scarf used to be orange color. Okay. All Sevadal also used to wear orange color only those days. That was necessary because that was our identity card. Because all of us used to wear color dress those days. Whites came only much later. Okay. So we used to wear color dress, and we used to wear that scarf whenever we want to go to mandir. That was like our identity card. Okay. Swami came and distributed scarves for all the freshers. Swami praised us before Mr. T.A. Pai. Mr. T.A. Pai was the industries minister in those days. He was a very heavy industries minister. He was a very great devotee of Swami and a very great intellectual. Okay, and so Swami introduced all of us. In the evening around 4 o'clock, we went to Eswaramma High School, and there we had nice work getting ready. Okay, so we were getting ready for the inauguration, so we went for working there. Swami also came, and while we are working, see, this is something very beautiful. Swami used to always tell, so even whether you are doing chapati rolling or vegetable cutting or passing bricks, okay, passing baskets of sand, Swami used to say, sing bhajans and do it. Okay, this is a tradition that in Prashanti Nilayam always. Nowadays also you see some of these Sevadal people, when they go in the tractors to do some work, you will see them singing bhajans. Or if you go to the North Indian canteen, those sheds, when they, behind the North Indian canteen, that shed, where they cook, huge Narayan Seva, they do during birthdays or Dasra. You will find all those people singing bhajans and cutting vegetables. Okay, so Swami always wanted us to adopt that kind of a thing. Okay, so singing bhajans was part of the seva because the others would also get inspired by the songs. That's the thing. 10th of July. Today we went and sat in the veranda and had Swami's darshan in the morning. In the afternoon, we went to the high school, but we did not have much work. Okay, so almost everything, it was ready for the inauguration. In the night, again, Swami went to the high school, Eswaramma High School. We also went, and some finishing touches were given. We returned only by 11:30. We slept in the mandir itself, mandir veranda. In those days, Brindavan boys were given this, even today, Brindavan boys were given this additional privilege of sleeping in the mandir, which is not given to anybody else. Of course, some chosen devotees are there, about 4 or 5 people whom Swami used to permit to sleep in the mandir. Otherwise, only Brindavan boys. In those days, there used to be sands, Chittavati river sand was there all around. And it was so neat and so cool. And today you have Kulwant Hall. In those days, no Kulwant Hall, no? So it's open. And when you see, you'll see thousands of stars, light breeze. Okay? And just imagine what a lovely atmosphere, and Swami is there nearby. In fact, we used to sleep near Swami's window. Okay? And there are some days, of course, you can hear Swami coughing sometimes in the night. Okay? And sometimes, there was at an occasion I remember when two boys were talking. In those days, Prashanti Nilayam used to have pin drop silence all the time. Okay? Whether tens of thousands of people are there, okay, it will be like nobody is there. That kind of silence. People used to be very, very silent. And the only time there will be some sound is when Swami comes, shh, like that one hush will pass through. Okay. Then everyone will become alert. Okay, like that. Okay. Very beautiful. It was such a lovely scene. Even to this day, it brings a lot of joy when you think of that atmosphere. There were more trees also those days. Okay, all those trees had been watered by devotees, and they would pass buckets of water and water it. Like here also it happened, in Brindavan also, all these coconut trees which you see, it was brought around this time in the 70s only. Okay, and we used to water it. Swami used to tell, hey, all of you carry buckets of water and water it. Today morning also, when Ved Narayan was talking, we remembered, you see the Ashoka trees in front of the library, all that was, one of them was planted by Swami, the rest was planted by all of us. Do you know what Swami told while planting a tree? He said, so I'm planting these Ashoka trees so that my boys don't have shoka. Shoka means distress. My boys should not undergo any distress. Therefore, I am planting this Ashoka trees. And then said, hey, come, you also plant. He called all of us and made us also plant. Okay. Today you see that it's become as tall as the building itself. Okay. The 11th of July 1976, Guru Purnima Day. It was a Sunday. Today we donned our band dress. I was also in the band in those days. Okay. It was a small band. It was not the kind of sophisticated band that we have today, brass band. We used to have 2 trumpets, 2 clarinets, and we used to have piccola, that small flute. Okay. And we didn't have all this trombone and all that we didn't have. Then we had the side drum, the bass drum, the cymbals, and 2 kanjiras. That's how I got into the band. Okay. There is no chance, you have to have some musical ear, no? How will you get into the band unless somehow smuggled myself inside? I remember that day, some months before that, I had joined Brindavan. I mean, some months means about more than a year before that. They had put all the drums and all outside to dry. So I asked somebody, hey, for what they have put here to dry? He said, you don't know what? Swami is coming tomorrow, he's selecting band boys. Okay. He said, I'll also get a chance. He said, depends. Because I didn't ask on what it depends, because I thought, no, it depends on your musical genius. I knew my musical genius, so I didn't proceed further. And Swami came that day. Okay. The next day morning, I was having bath early morning. Okay, 6 o'clock or something. Somebody came and tapped on my door and said, hey, Swami is calling you. Swami is calling you. I thought that fellow must be simply bluffing. Why will Swami call me, and why will Swami call me so early? But really Swami is calling. When 2-3 people came and told me, I said, they had no reason to come and tell me the same thing. Okay. So I quickly dried myself, got ready and went upstairs. As soon as I entered, Swami said, this boy only. Take him into the band. Okay. Take him for Kanjira, Swami said. And a simple instrument But you know where all it took me? Got me so many chances from Swami. Because I had already been playing since I was quite young in front of Swami in this ashram shed. I was already quite well versed, I can say, in. So I didn't need to practice. Others were all struggling. In those days, no, band boys used to have 2 breakfasts. Okay, 6 o'clock on breakfast, 8:45 on breakfast. Between 6 and 8:45, they'll blow, and all the breakfast will get digested. And I remember first 2 weeks, no, they struggled to get some sound out of that trumpet. Just to get some sound, not music and all, just some sound. Okay. And of course, after that, Swami appointed one band teacher. And that band teacher, he tried to teach us. After one month, he gave up. He thought he might forget his music, and so he gave up. But we all learned. He said, you must learn. Why we should learn? Because Swami's 50th birthday is coming, and Swami has told us, hey boys, get ready, because when the President of India comes, you have to go to the Gopuram to receive him and come. That was the thing. And Swami's 50th birthday, if you're going to play, anything is worth it, right? So day and night we used to practice. But Swami told us, and because of his affection on the other hostel boys, he told us, go and practice that side. That side, that time it was only Kadu Godi, only Kadu, forest. Not exactly forest, it was deserted like a forest. Not many people used to come. Some trains used to go like that. Okay. Otherwise, nobody was there. Kadu Godi and all was not the kind of place it is with so much of population. In those days, very deserted. And so there we could afford to blow our heads off. Okay, like that we used to practice. But I remember Mrs. Ratanlal, a great devotee of Swami, she was staying that side. And she would bring us some hot soup and all to drink, feeling pity for us. Or maybe she wanted those few minutes of rest. We don't know. Okay, she would bring hot samosas for us to eat and all that. Finally, of course, when Swami came again, 1 month later or 15 days later, he made a stand in a semicircle in front of him, and he told us to play. And he conducted. Okay, it was very nice. I mean, beautiful memories those are. Oh, the band got ready for 50th birthday. Of course, this is after 50th birthday. This is 1976. Ours was beginning of 1975. Okay, not even beginning of, it was the end of 1974, like that. Towards the end only we started learning. It took us a little more than 7-8 months for us to come to some stage. Of course, in July we had Guru Purnima, the previous Guru Purnima. We had, Swami wanted us to play. Okay, and we led the procession which took the kalasam. Kalasam was kept on top of the mandir, on top of the Samadhi mandir of Eswaramma and Venkappa Raju and all the. So we had to take it in procession. So we went in procession. I must not forget, even the band dress, the measurement for the band dress was taken in front of Swami. Swami called the tailor and told him how he should stitch our dress. Very simple dress, but it's very nice. Of course, I have one photo with Swami in the band dress of those days. Very interesting. Very interesting thing for me was that the day on which Swami took this photo, Swami called me by my name for the first time. Okay. He called me, I was behind, he called me and said, do you think I don't know your name? He said. I know your name is Ravikumar, he said. So, very nice. It was immediately after the Republic Day. It was on January 26th, okay, 1976. That was the day on which Swami called me by name. I can never forget that because, it means so much to hear Swami uttering your name, right? So like that. We'll continue this tomorrow. Right. Silent. शांति शांति शांति। जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय।